Wherapy. Therapy wherever, whenever.
In my fourth and final point, um, I want to talk a little bit about time as being uh, something that is finite. Yeah? We realize this more and more in our 40s. We know that it's finite much at a much younger age, yeah? But in our 40s, our children are becoming independent. They don't really need us anymore. They don't see us as the invincible hero. Our parents, the very people who made us feel invincible when we were at our most vulnerable as children, are themselves weak and frail. Yeah? And we might have to spend time trying to help them out, and we might feel quite helpless in that situation. And this makes us wonder about our lives. Yeah? And again, we think about the great restructuring. Yeah? But the the great restructuring is also something that is seen as by society as something shameful. It's even got a word, a midlife crisis. So instead of being somebody who's reevaluating our choices and reflecting on life and trying to live a better life, we're deemed as somebody who's succumbing to our own insecurities, or just a kind of foolish time constrained hormonal imbalance. Yeah. Whereas this isn't the case. I think that changing our lives and trying to do it for the better is a good thing. Yeah, we have good intentions. The people who do that have good intentions. Yeah, but they might go about it the wrong way. They might end up hurting a lot of people. Yeah? But um, almost all people restructure in some sort of way. Now it doesn't have to be breaking up the family. It could be changing career paths entirely. Yeah, but they, yeah. So we all do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and therefore we can't really blame somebody else for doing it as well. Yeah. So that's my fourth and final point. Our time, we feel like the window for making these changes is closing. Yeah, because we're realizing that our parents are getting old, our children don't need us anymore, or need us less and less. And now is the perfect time to make that change before we get too old to make a change. Because in maybe another 10 or 15 years, then we're going to be too old to pursue a new career. We think that we're going to be too old to find a new person to love, or a person to love us for who we are, for the individual rather than what we give to the family. So time as being constrained, the window of opportunity to make a change as being shorter and shorter, or smaller and smaller in our 40s, and the need for restructuring as being there, yeah, and as wrongfully being labeled as something that is shameful in society. So and so is just going through a midlife crisis. I'm sure he'll regret it all. He or she, rather, will regret it all and be coming right back. Um, Whereas there is a reason for everyone going through a midlife crisis or a restructuring, because it is necessary. If we all didn't go through it, if it was just one person, then you could kind of chalk that up to a midlife crisis. But since the majority of people are doing it, then it is a psychological process that we have to go through in our 40s. We have to reevaluate, and it isn't a bad thing. We can reevaluate in many different ways, and it can lead to many good things. It can lead to radical changes that can hurt some people, but it can also lead to good things. And it doesn't have to lead to infidelity or divorce. In some cases it does. In others, as I said, it could be about a lot of different things. Thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast. If you liked it, please subscribe. Please give us a rating on Spotify. I hope you have a great day and take care of yourself.